It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Spencer Rattler is our starting quarterback. Really excited for him. He's done an awesome job this offseason. He's just been consistent, made some really good decisions throughout this whole entire process, and his ability to make plays with his arm and his feet have certainly shown up. And so I'm really excited about Spencer. He's earned this opportunity.
Spencer Rattler going to be quarterbacking the Saints. Now, you can't possibly be emotionally involved in the Saints. You just take it as a sign that football must be almost here. The last team to announce a starting quarterback.
Why can't I be emotionally involved with the Saints?
You could be. I just don't think you choose to be. We both know someone who is emotionally involved with the Saints.
Kellen Moore? His wife went to BYU?
So you're emotionally involved with the Saints, huh?
Why can't I be? Spencer Rattler? Phoenix kid? Played high school basketball with Pace Mannion's son? Did you know that?
I think you told me that before.
Yeah.
That'd be the only reason I know that.
Pinnacle High School? Got suspended his senior year, I think, maybe for,
I don't know. He's a teenager. There's few obvious possibilities. But maybe he did something creative and new. I don't know.
Let's see it is the Wikipedia page. In his final season at Pinnacle, Rattler starred in a Peter Berg directed Netflix sports documentary series called QB1 Beyond the Lights. Rattler was later suspended for violating a district code of conduct and was ineligible to play for the rest of his senior season due to cheating.
Aha!
He initially said it was a sprained MCL. By his sophomore year, he had all sorts of offers. You want one from Notre Dame? You got one. You want from Alabama? You got one.
Sweet.
They went to Oklahoma there and played, and then got beat out by Caleb Williams.
Yep.
And so now he gets a chance to start. And all that stuff that happened before, it doesn't matter now. See what he can do.
Browns say Dylan Gabriel's the backup. Shadur Sanders is third string. Jacksonville Jaguars have acquired the former Ute, Tim Patrick. He'd been in Denver. He'd been in Detroit. Lions send him to Jacksonville for a 2026 sixth-round draft pick.
He'd been in the Army. He worked on a farm, and all he had to show for it was the muscle in his arm.
He'll be the tallest and heaviest wide receiver on the roster. Jaguars want more size. They went and got Tim Patrick. Give him a big target.
The heaviest?
Yep.
That's a note of distinction.
Dallas Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer remains resolute. Micah Parsons will be available to play in the season opener September 4th, despite the contract situation remaining unresolved. Parsons has not practiced for months as his hold-in for a big money deal continues.
Who's the heaviest of the three of us?
Yuck.
Former offensive lineman raised his hand.
Yep. I think I'd be second and you'd be the bronze medalist.
I got no problem saying that.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
The big story involving me right now is Ohio State banning me from entering the shoe, be part of Big Noon Kickoff on the field. They also banned the Barstool Sports College Football Show. We were supposed to be in Columbus. We talked about being in Columbus. And then we got word that Ohio State was not going to allow us to be on campus with Big Noon Kickoff.
Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy on Ohio State banning him.
Now, how can you do that?
I don't think they can ban him from Columbus. They could ban him from campus.
How?
How?
Yeah, how?
Yeah, have the
It's a
campus.
public institution. It's taxpayer funded. How do you ban
I think it's
someone?
about broadcasting from there. Because someone's paid to have the exclusive rights to broadcast from there. Now, usually, historically, the whole campus...
Yeah, but Fox is the one who has the exclusive rights.
The whole campus is unusual.
You can't do that.
Usually, they ban people from broadcasting inside the stadium.
Right, we understand that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't apply in this case.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that he's that worried about it. I think he might like the publicity he's get from quote-unquote being banned.
I don't care. I know the outside of Barstool, which I never look at. I have no clue who this guy is.
Right.
And what is he known for? Anything else beyond that?
I have no idea. I mean, the logistics of banning him, I don't really get it either.
You can't.
Yeah.
It is a public institution.
Unless he wants to be banned because it
so he can ban himself.
Brings attention to him.
Okay.
We don't want you here. They banned me.
So
I don't know.
There's a game for the Utes I don't want to cover.
Yeah, just announce you've been banned.
I'm going to ban myself.
Yeah, ban yourself.
Sorry, guys, I can't go this week.
And then play the victim. I've been banned. Alabama and West Virginia have canceled a home-and-home series set for the 26 and 27 season because the SEC added a 9th conference game. Bama needs to make room for that, so they're not playing West Virginia. A chance for the Big 12 to make a splash and beat an SEC team. Doesn't seem likely, but now they're not even going to get the chance. Deion Sanders announced Liberty transfer. Caden Salter will be the Buffalo's starting quarterback. He beat out Julian Juju Lewis. They're playing Georgia Tech in the season opener. That's not very surprising, isn't it? Wasn't he supposed to win the job?
Yeah, I mean, the other guy's a freshman.
Yeah.
So his time will come. So this is the going with the more experienced guy in the immediacy. And what BYU would have done if Retzlaff obviously had stayed, but that situation changed, and so they'll have an opportunity to ease him into the starting lineup at some point. Maybe this year, next year. I don't know. See how it plays out. See how good the Buffaloes are. They're one of the let's see how good they are teams. I think they'll be decent and be one of these teams that if they win, it will not be a big surprise, but how many of them will they get? I'm very, very interested to find out.
Oklahoma State installed TCU transfer Hoss Haney as their starting quarterback. They open up against UT Martin.
You told me that the Saints were the last team to announce a quarterback. Now you
In
just
the
announced
NFL.
two. There's no difference. We just have been told many times this is a professional sport. You're just not getting off to a good start with me today.
The NCAA is weighing a rule that would require incoming Division I athletes to disclose name, image, and likeness deals from high school or junior college to the NIL Go clearinghouse established under the $2.8 billion House settlement. The potential rule aims to prevent pay-for-play deals between prospective athletes and boosters or school-affiliated entities. The exact consequences of failing to comply are still being determined, but lost eligibility is a possibility if the deals are flagged by NIL Go.
I got to admit, you lost me there.
I just don't see how they're going to enforce this. Got to be under-the-table deals that aren't getting reported.
Hence under the table. That's sort of redundant.
There it is.
Because if they were getting reported, then they wouldn't be under the table.
Colorado announced their mascot, Ralphie the Sixth, nicknamed Ember, has been retired. But Ralphie the Seventh is not quite ready to run around Folsom Field. Due to an indifference to running, typical of many mammals, both four-legged and two-legged, it was determined that it was in Ember's best interest, based on her disposition, to focus on relaxing strolls in the pasture, which is her favorite hobby. So no buffalo charging around the field this year. You'll miss that, unless you ban yourself.
I'm not going to Colorado this year, so I won't miss it.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Dodgers beat the Reds. Clayton Kershaw, 5 innings of one-hit ball. He improves to 9-2. You buying Clayton Kershaw in the postseason? Is he going to give the Dodgers the push they need?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. Nonetheless, that's what they're hoping for. They've had all the injuries, and he's had his postseason struggles, but he's looking good now.
He's looking freaking great now. I mean, it's just not good. It is great, simply great. I mean, he's 9-2. He's throwing back. If it was somebody else, didn't be Clayton Kershaw, you'd be screaming steroids. And he gave up 2 hits, by the way, not 1.
Now, Carlos Stanton, 451-foot home run in the win. Yankees beat the Nationals 5-1. Red Sox keeping pace. They beat the Orioles 5-0. But they're still about 5 games out of the top spot in the division. So the struggle goes on. They're running out of games there to catch Toronto.
Real. It's real. That struggle's real. Yeah.
The struggle is definitely real. Your Mets beat your Phillies. How'd you feel about that?
I'm a Mets fan now?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you grew up how many miles from the stadium?
Well, I was much closer to Yankee Stadium because that's
right.
closer to the George Washington Bridge and Jersey and all that. What was it, 35, 40? I can get the Ags. I'll get that. I'll have it for you when we come back.
Nice.
Start clacking away. Go.
But I'll type real soft now so nobody can hear me.
Brewers beat the Diamondbacks 9-8. Isaac Collins, sack fly, walking things off for Milwaukee.
I'm still addicted to it, but I'll just do it really soft.
83rd win of the year for the Brewers, still the best record in baseball.
And then we get no comments. What's that typing noise now that I keep hearing when PK's talking?
The Bees beat the Round Rock Express 7-2. Game 2 in the series tonight. First pitch, 6 o'clock. Tony Park's on the call. DJ and PK.
Hashtag golf.
U.S. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley set to announce his 6 captain's picks to join the team as they prepare for the event at Bethpage Black in New York early next month. Got anybody you feel strongly about? Should he name himself? He is one of the top 12 on points, but a playing captain is pretty unusual.
I don't care. Whatever he thinks he needs to do, and then go win it. Oh, it's only 30 miles. But travel time can range from 45 minutes to over an hour. In fact, just last month, it took 90 minutes.
Traffic, just terrible.
On a Sunday. Yeah.
Kapalua Resort, the Hawaii course where the PGA Tour started every year since 1999, is shutting down for 2 months as it tries to save its water-starved courses during a dispute over the handling of a century-old water system on Maui. The 60-day closure starts September 2nd for the Plantation and Bay courses. Kapalua has raised concerns it might not be able to host the Century to start the 2026 season. A fine PGA Tour tradition might be on hold.
Been there many times. Played it.
What is trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, 8 o'clock, Riley Jensen's going to join us, college football expert, mental performance coach. Talk football with him. Chris Camerani from The Athletic at 9 o'clock. It's a Win Ticket Wednesday. We've got tickets to see The Offspring with Newfound Glory and Jimmy Eat World at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater September 6th. We'll give those away coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
It's game week for the Cougars. And the Zone is getting you ready for kickoff. The Cougars open the season at home at LaBelle Edwards Stadium as they welcome in Portland State. Listen all week long for the best coverage of Cougar football and your chance to win tickets to the game. Then catch college football Saturday. Game day at 10 a.m. with a postgame show immediately following the game on KSLSports.com. Your home for the best coverage of Cougar football is live on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app.
Yeah, boy!
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Join Hans and Scotty Thursday for the U Preview Show. Brought to you by Beehive Meals.
Yeah.
Time for the question of the morning. The USA Today ranks Utah as the 25th best college football program in the country. Is that about right?
Now, that's based on not just a record. It's based on tradition, fan base, all these types of things that go in many, many factors and variables, if you will.
If you will. Some of the schools in front of them are in front of them because of what they did in the 1950s.
The 50s?
Yeah, teams are getting shout-outs for that.
This is your ideal segment where you can just go and talk history.
It really isn't. Michigan
I think
State
it really is.
was essentially the top program in college football from 50 to 66. They're at 23rd. They're still in front of the Utes.
Michigan State was the top program from 1950 to 1966?
That's what the story says, yeah.
Well, you read it.
6 national titles under Biggie Munn and Duffy Doherty.
How about that?
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls.
So again, shout out for the old days. Do you think Utah is a bigger program than the teams? They don't do a best of the rest, so we don't know who they're just in front of. But the teams that are in the 20 to 24 range here, Wisconsin, Texas A&M, Washington, Michigan State, and Iowa.
I would put them ahead of Boise.
Boise did do well. Boise showed up at number 19.
Yeah. I put Utah ahead of Boise. And I have a lot of respect for Boise. I've gotten over hating them. I have no reason to hate them. I know some others around here might, but they've never done anything to me. Their media up there is a bunch of
obviously,
homers.
Boise State has their crack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But media everywhere is homers these days, so me included. Go Cougs. I just think that what Utah has accomplished here recently is pretty impressive. And their fan base is way bigger. I mean, Boise has a hard time selling out a rinky-dink stadium.
Yep. Not that many people up there.
Well, there's not 30,000 people up there.
There are 30,000. There's about 1 million. Utah's drawn from 3.5 million.
Oh, they're all four corners of the earth. One of my golfing buddies has a friend who lives out of town and flies in, has season tickets. So there are people there.
He's committed.
Yeah.
They put Bama in the top spot. In Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, and Michigan, the top 5.
Yeah, I'd go Notre Dame.
They dropped them down. The Irish were down at 8.
Nah, I'd put them at 1. There's nothing bigger than Notre Dame. And they've had enough success on the field to justify it.
Not everyone here is buying it, PK. Greg, the last time Utah beat BYU in football, Bear Bachmeier was a 7th grader.
So what?
BYU fan trying to dismiss Utah. Not a great program.
They are a great program.
Frank, no one who's watched both teams over the past 40 years would say Utah's been better than BYU. This is the results of the Utah being in the Pac-12, and BYU being independent.
I think I don't know if it's exclusive to the results, but everything is the results.
It's a factor.
Sure. BYU took a hit compared to Utah when they went their separate ways. I mean, the record speaks for itself. What did they win? 8, 9 in a row, was it? And then you have, well, why is that? Well, I think it was obvious that one was independent and by October was playing games to play games. Nothing wrong with playing games to play games, but you really weren't chasing anything. Utah was chasing stuff that it caught. It's fun to be all conference and all, and for the fan base, it's fun to, we got to watch this game. I mean, that thing a couple years back on the day after Thanksgiving, I mean, that was just an incredible thing. You needed 4 things to happen, and I think it extended into Saturday, too. Started on the Friday, went into the Saturday, and the fans were all thinking this and that was fun. And being independent, obviously, you don't have an opportunity to have that. So, yeah, there was a big difference. But I think that gap clearly has closed now. They're back on an even playing field. And then depends, and you can say, well, it's not even now, but I understand that. But they started from the same point, and then it determines who's ahead.
They're back in the
so
same
forth.
conference, and as a platform, that matters. Caleb says, how can they be top 25 without a national championship or a Heisman Trophy winner?
Easy. There's probably 2/3 of the teams.
Couple undefeated seasons and a couple of Rose Bowls. That'll do it.
But there's a bunch of teams in there that haven't had that or haven't had both of those. Maybe only had one of those. The Heisman has never been more meaningless, while at the same time packing a little punch, because TV is forcing it on you that it is important.
They talk about it nonstop, but they're really only talking about players in a couple leagues. It really takes something extraordinary to win being outside that league, and it can be done, and it has been done, but it's hard.
I mean, ESPN's the only ones who talk about it because they have the product. They're trying to sell you something. Never forget, the second you turn on a television, it is an entertainment product. And they're trying to sell you something. And so they're going to pump that because they have, and the second they don't have it, it'll go away.
They stop talking about it, yeah. They had the NHL, they talked about it. They didn't have the NHL, it vaporized. They got it back, they started talking about it more.
Yeah. And that's fine, but just be aware of what the situation is. So I wouldn't go crazy on the Heisman. It's nice to have and all, and it still has some prestige, but I don't think it has near the prestige that it used to have. I mean, there's so many different trophies out there and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of it is depending on the type of hype you got.
And it helps if you're in the Big Ten where Fox is hyping you, or if you're in the SEC where ESPN is hyping you.
Yeah, no, it would be a shock if Arch Manning didn't win it this year. He hasn't started a game.
But the hype is huge.
Yeah, for his individual talent, for his family, the name, the school, blah, blah, blah. There hasn't been a football player receiving this type of hype in the history of the game.
You love that.
You love that. That's why I do it. You're addicted to it. That's why I throw that crap out there.
You're the prisoner of the moment, though. You always say. You think the latest thing is the biggest thing.
Well, when it comes to hype, it usually is.
Because the hype's getting bigger?
Yes. There's more hype today than there was yesterday. Poetic license. But I can argue that we haven't seen this type of hype since LeBron came to the NBA.
That was a massive amount of hype.
Mm-hmm. And he's lived up to it.
Yeah. But who gets that kind of run as a teenager before they graduate from high school?
Well, you've never had a quarterback, a grandpa, and then his two sons win Super Bowls, and now his grandson. And so it's just...
The family legacy is a heck of a starting point.
It's a well-known name. And Peyton Manning became, because of his interest in acting, he took all that stuff in school, that he became a pitch man for just about everything because he's a natural at it.
Yep.
And he actually trained for it in high school, being in productions and so forth. I mean, that never crossed my mind in high school to be in theater or any of that stuff.
To accentuate your athletic career, capitalize on it.
Well, I don't know that he did that. I think he just did that because he had an interest in it. Maybe he did. Maybe he was thinking the way ahead.
Had an interest, had a knack.
But I think he clearly had an interest in it because he took those classes and he was in those productions. He probably didn't have time in college, but he did in high school. Yeah. So, and then you see him on all these commercials and all these interviews. He is. He could be an actor in movies because this is what he likes to do and this is what he trained for. And then you put all that together, and then here comes the third generation, and it's like, wow. I mean, this is if you don't follow college football, then you haven't heard of them, and maybe you have, even if you haven't. But if you do follow college football to any extent, you know of this young man.
But he expanded his brand and the family's brand and the last name's brand because he did do late night shows and Saturday Night Live and all kinds of stuff.
And he was really good at
football.
it. Yeah. And then I read up on him. This is what he did. He liked it. He liked the acting stuff.
The Utes top 25 program, according to USA Today. Larry Johnson says that's exactly right. The whole list is perfect. There's not a single program of any consequence missing from that list. I can feel the sarcasm.
I'd have to study that list to see.
I believe he's referring to BYU. You don't have to study the list for that one.
Yeah, I would.
Really?
To see who's ahead of them.
Ha!
I was just going to blanket put BYU in there. Not because your big thing is you always say, well, you got to take somebody out. So I have to study the list. I disagree completely.
Iowa, out.
I didn't know they were in.
24.
Right. I didn't look at the list. I hate list radio, so I clearly would have to look at the list to see who are the candidates that I would take out.
The bottom 5 I told you about: Wisconsin, A&M, Washington, Michigan State, and Iowa.
Okay, Iowa would be the most likely candidate.
Yeah.
But I'd have to see, is there reasons as to why they put Iowa in there?
Like Michigan State, Iowa was a dominant figure in the 1950s and had things run off the rails in the immediate aftermath before being saved by former coach Hayden Fry. Fry's successor, Kurt Ferenc, has built a rock-solid identity built around a perennially strong defense that has yielded 8 10-win seasons and a Rose Bowl bid in 2015.
Yeah, that's solid.
Sounds very much like a certain coach right up the hill from us.
Is that better than BYU? That's open for debate, and it's going to be determined on where your allegiance is. And even if you don't have allegiance, even if you say you don't have allegiance, you do have allegiance. Because even if it's just based on familiarity, that's a form of allegiance. I mean, I have no reason to follow Iowa. I have 30 years of following BYU. And so even I'm not necessarily a personal BYU fan. I want them to win. It's fun to talk about winning teams. But my connection would be far stronger to them, so I would be slanted towards them because I know way more about them. I know nothing about Iowa in the 50s.
Can't help you either. Don't know anything either.
I watched a lot of football in the 50s.
You did not.
I did too.
Okay.
Kyle says I'm old.
Not that old.
Out of this old stuff, I don't feel a day over 67.
That a kid. Got more people weighing in here. Vernon, not until they beat BYU. As BYU, should they be ranked higher than them? Brooks, since 2000, Utah's 14-7 against BYU. That's why Utah's ranked higher. Brooks,
well, that's a good body of
shooing
work.
Him away. Yeah.
Obviously, 25 years.
21 games over 25 years.
Yeah.
That is a chunk of time.
Yeah. And then you go, I assume, even though it's college, I think you have to look at how many guys file through and go on into the NFL.
They don't really seem to weigh into that.
I think that's important. You don't necessarily have to star in the NFL, but get there.
Yeah. They seem to, a lot of these summaries seem to reference conference championships, national championships, 10-win seasons, that kind of stuff. Now, at LSU, they lead with the tailgating. LSU fans could teach a master class in elite tailgating. And they've had plenty to cheer this millennium, too, with Saban, Les Miles, and Ed Orgeron supplying national championships.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's no question that LSU.
Since the dawn of the BCS era, only Alabama's captured more national titles than LSU's 3.
That's some arbitrary designation.
They picked a time period.
I've been there to witness that tailgating, and yeah, it's awesome.
There are, and it's just the nature of college football, I guess. There are schools like LSU, Boise State, Utah, where they seem to really put weight on the last 25 to 30 years. And there are other schools where
Boise State wasn't even a D1, so they have no choice.
They point that out. 1996.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they've got these other schools. USC became a powerhouse in the 1920s, and they point out Michigan State in the 50s and other schools that go way back on as well.
Which is, if you're going to go way back, that's why I would go Notre Dame. I mean, LSU's awesome tailgating, but I've been to several other places, and they're all awesome, too.
Top-tier schools. Wisconsin, you've pumped them up before. The whole town was a Wisconsin football game.
Wisconsin was madness. Yes. I couldn't get any beverage beyond beer. Everything is sold out. Waiting in a 30-line deep to get into 7-Eleven about 2 miles away.
Just get a bottle of water or a soda.
Yes. Yeah. It was incredible.
And LSU, everybody's there on Wednesday.
LSU, yes.
Of the big-time programs that are supposed to have that awesome scene, the whole motorhomes all across the open field, I think the one you haven't been to is Penn State. That is supposed to be, I've read stuff that's epic. I haven't been there. But,
they're all.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, been there many times. Tennessee, Florida State. Yeah. I mean, it goes down the list.
All these schools that you're mentioning, obviously, sitting here in the top 25.
Yeah.
Michigan. Florida was 11, and Florida State was 12.
Michigan was off the charts. And then the post tailgating. I think
the crowds clear
that's
out
when you know
hang
you
out.
got something.
Right. Win or lose, people hang out.
Yeah.
Hang out with their friends, talk about the game, watch the next wave of games, let the traffic
Michigan
clear.
was seriously cool because everybody just walks over to Ann Arbor, and it was in September, so it's a nice day. The weather hadn't changed yet, and that literally thousands of people. It would be like I had said for the Atlanta Braves with the Battery, how you had thousands of people right outside that stadium. That Battery is huge with all sorts of stuff going on there, different bands and every area. So you're getting, and that was a Saturday, so I probably hit it at a peak, and you had more people there than were actually at the game. And just a bunch of people.
The Battery is its own thing.
Probably didn't go to the game.
Right.
But, yeah, that was just incredible. And I felt the same way with Michigan and all the stuff that it had going on and all the restaurants. Reminded me of a little bit of, if you've ever been to Key West, Duval Street, in terms of all the folks in the restaurants and sitting outside and all. And I went to this, I bought a Michigan hat, and I saw this over about 15 yards away, this extremely tall African-American man. And I went up, got on my tippy toes, tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around, and it was Thurl Bailey.
Big T.
His son, I think, was on a recruiting visit there. So his son was off doing what he was doing. So he and his wife were at the game, and so I ran into him, and his back was to me. And, when you're that tall, you're going to stand out in literally every crowd you go. And I thought, I think I know that guy. And so he was there. But that was impressive, yeah. Florida was super impressive because it was a night game. It's like 10:30 at night, and all the fields, like, go home. You won the game. It's time to go. But they're all impressive. And LSU's very impressive. Texas, you get into, I've only been there multiple times, but it's always been as a non-conference game and can get a little hot in September. So that could limit it a little bit, what they're doing. I'd say Dillingham wants to build an indoor thing and then use that as tailgating for them at least half the season.
Get the high rollers in somewhere a little cooler and get them out of the sun.
Yeah. Now they all have tarps and everything in those tents and stuff, but it's still boiling.
So hot.
Yeah. When the last time I was there, no, not the last time. One of the times, it was in September. Last time I was there in September. I've been there for Utes and BYU, but they've played in November, so it's obviously a little cooler. But in September, the Utes played there, because I remember I got a hole-in-one earlier in that day, and it was in September. And there was a guy outside the stadium with a megaphone just screaming that Latter-day Saints weren't going to heaven.
Okay.
I guess he figured there was an ample amount, given the fact that the University of Utah was there. Yeah, but he was going strong, and it was pretty hot that night and that afternoon when I got to the stadium. So if you had an indoor thing, that would really help.
Surprised there were 5 Western teams, given that the college football doesn't seem to be as big in the West?
I think you have to. Because I think USA Today publishes in the West.
They publish nationally.
So they have to try to get readership or viewership or clickship, whatever it is, throughout the country. So, no, I'm not surprised.
USC, Oregon, and Washington, and then Boise State and Utah.
I mean, clearly USC belongs on the list.
Yes.
I mean, they have a storied history. They have the best history in the West. You can't deny it. Others have gained and made inroads, but it's still...
But SC still carries a weight that nobody else
It's
does.
like I always go nationally, Notre Dame. I don't think anything's bigger than Notre Dame. You go in the West, it's still SC. It just is. And it probably will be, maybe not, but it probably will be for many years. Because it's so illustrious. Back when the tailback was where it was at. You know, because now you get a tailback, and is he even going to go in the first couple of rounds? I mean, Genty did, but he didn't win the Heisman. But SC, we know they had the slew of them, and that was a time when that position was more glamorous than the quarterback. Now I believe it's the quarterback.
And yet in both those eras, SC had a run of tailbacks, and then they had a run of quarterbacks. And that's part of being
I don't think
a
they had
a
a run of quarterbacks. Who you got?
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, but that wasn't the time at that era.
Oh, I think that's when it was taken off. You don't think the quarterbacks were...
Well, you said that era. I mean the era of the tailback.
No, I thought when Carson Palmer became a big deal was when quarterbacks were becoming a big deal.
Yeah, but outside of Carson Palmer, who you got?
Matt Leinart.
No.
Oh.
No, Reggie Bush.
Won a national championship.
Reggie Bush won a national
Yeah,
championship.
they both did.
And Matt Leinart is barely talked about. I think it was about it. That era was Reggie Bush, Pete Carroll, sideline celebrities.
DJ PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. Riley's going to join us coming up at 8 o'clock. Stay with us. DJ and PK, big news. Pop culture meets football yesterday. We'll get to that next. Stay with us.
You've been listening to The Zone for decades. Yes! But now you can watch the guys break down your favorite teams.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Catch the video stream of DJ and PK, Jake and Ben, Hanson, Scotty, and JJ and Alex right now at KSLSports.com or by searching KSL Sports on YouTube. Utah's best sports radio is on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Yock's cheating today, PK. The band of the day is three bands. A mixture of The Offspring, Jimmy Eat World, and Newfound Glory, because they're appearing together in concert and give away concert tickets to that show in the next hour. It's all brought to you by Live Nation. For all the live concerts and events in 2025, check out livenation.com.
Three bands down?
Three bands down. The bands of the day.
Now I have one for tomorrow. 3 doors down. There we go.
Did you see this letter or this email we got? Hi. Just wondering how often the high school sports stats get updated. I noticed a few high school football team stats have not been updated from last weekend. Somebody's son had a big game.
Call your local school statistician and tell him to send it in. There you go.
Yeah, your local school statistician.
That's your LSS.
3 out of 5 local school statisticians send their stats in.
How happy are you for Taylor and Travis? That's up on our Facebook page. The comments rolling in.
Beautiful.
Engaged.
This is the biggest celebrity sports union since Joe D. and Marilyn Monroe.
Going back.
Name me a bigger one. Can't be done.
I'll have to think about that, yeah.
Think all you want.
Okay, I will. I will.
Pitter patter on the keyboard there when I'm talking.
All right, here we go. Famous
So you don't have to. See, now when you don't want people to hear it, you do it way, way softer.
Yeah, I do.
But we're all on to you, man.
Good.
He still looks up stuff while I'm talking, people. Even though you can't hear it anymore, he just does it very lightly.
Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf.
No.
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
Well, Steffi Graf, that's
athlete,
sports and sports.
Yeah, sports and sports.
I mean, that's
a slightly
huge.
different category.
And good for them because they've been off the radar, living their lives in Vegas, and you don't hear anything about them. That's the way it should be. Steffi Graf, I think their son is a baseball player. I read something on that. But, I mean, obviously she was...
College, minor leagues?
I think it was
if he made it to the majors, I know.
Okay. It was
But
a couple years back.
But he was high school and he was a recruit or a prospect.
Yeah, I look at the Vegas paper, the Review Journal. Know guys who work there, and, obviously it's close enough. But she was a premier tennis player, but so was he. That is... And that's not even the biggest one. I mean, clearly it's Chrissy Everett and Jimmy Connors.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And when they split up, it was difficult for me.
Carrie Underwood and Mike Fisher.
No. He's a hockey player.
Yep.
Well, that's decent, but not to this level.
No, there isn't anything to this.
I like Carrie Underwood better than I like Taylor Swift.
Ciara and Russell Wilson.
No. You won't find anything bigger since Joe D. and
Marilyn
Monroe.
Monroe.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
I assume it was in the 50s. Maybe the 60s.
So 70 years ago?
I'm not sure. But I assume it was in the 50s. Right? I mean, Joe, back when baseball really was where it was at, and the Yankees seemed like in those times, I'd have to look it up. It seemed like they were freaking winning the series every year, or at least right there. And he had the 56-game hitting streak and was all that and blah, blah, blah. And then I think after he, what did he? So he went hitless in one, and then he started like a 40-some game hitting streak right after that. You don't even do that in slow pitch softball. So that was awesome. Would have been cool to be around at that point and to hear about that day after day. That's the thing about baseball; it's literally every day. Yeah, and I was reading Cosmopolitan, which I always do. And
PK and Cosmo.
Yeah, Taylor had almost $41,000 worth of jewelry on her.
Wow,
at the time, and a 10-carat diamond engagement that's believed to be worth $1 million. And then I saw that the prenup is going to be worth. The prenup will be longer than any book Travis Kelce's ever read. The jokes were flying in, and then I saw this one. The fact that Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce without giving Shadur Sanders an opportunity is a disgusting act of racism.
Okay.
I know that you're that's a little queasy for you, but I think it's funny. And more importantly, our listeners will. But I know you like to toe the line there. You don't see color, do you?
You are something. I love your accusations.
I'm just trying to build you up.
You're really not.
You don't see color.
You really haven't spent any of the last 59 minutes trying to build me up.
That's not true.
DJ PK, when we come back, Riley joins us next. Stay with us.